Namaste everyone. Very, very welcome to this Saturday meeting. I feel spirituality is the path or a approach or a tool also as a whole for attaining or discovering something which we all are in a way given as an opportunity, as a treasure within ourselves. That is that inner prosperity, inner treasure, inner richness. Inner in the sense of two. One, that there is something very powerful and very joyful within ourselves only, regardless of the life situations and our experience of the life situations. No? Another is a possibility of improving in a way, like the way we are looking at life right now, our life experience of the present life and continuous life situations which are changing, circumstances. There is an improvement possible in this also. And both are actually connected. Like the more we can connect to that inner treasure, inner prosperity, inner richness, the more somehow we can give space for the energies of body mind to reconcile themselves, resolve themselves more in our favor, and they are going to produce a better life experience of the same life situations, more pleasant, joyful, or kind of loving and holistic, harmonious experience. So this is what is spirituality. And spirituality is not really for some only. It's not really like this. But how much we take from the spirituality, probably that is what decides that whether spirituality is for me like full time, whether it is for me like part time, or whether it is for me just for some one visit per month or one visit, per 6 months or 1 year or like this. No. So this is how I'm looking at it right now. Anybody? The most valuable I feel is the conversations which happen between us, and contemplation happens very naturally when we are conversing with each other. So allow yourself to contemplate when we are talking to each other, and you are very welcome to talk to me.
Rajee, I would like to talk about timing, about the correct timing of things, and especially in the spiritual context. And I want to bring an example that, like I feel the early in the morning, I do just sitting meditation and just seeing meditation. The early in the morning, the more rich and the more beautiful the day is, in a sense that I don't have to redo so much in a way, like, because after the meditation I feel the day is already much more in a beautiful state than before. Like if I do the meditation, for example, at 4 in the afternoon, I already had an entire day which I maybe not was so self-aware, or which I did maybe not so joyful. And then I kind of, in the meditation, it feels like I have this baggage from till that time. And if the baggage is small, like in the morning, because I just woke up, and then the entire day is so much brighter. So this as an example maybe for timing, how important timing is in the spiritual context.
In general, meaning if you're talking about the timing of the day, then yes, in this example, it is very good example, very true example. Many people have this experience. Like many means like basically everyone who has noticed it has reported in this way only. What you are saying that it is not just about the baggage of the day. Like 4 o'clock, you realize that I missed meditation today. Then already you are feeling full of the experiences and remains of the thought processes or uh, misunderstandings and everything. No? It is not about that. Actually, what happens is that in the morning, if we do not go in the way of the meditation, which is the way of the being basically, which is the way of the freshness, we are continuing the old way. That old way basically is accumulating the old more and more, processing the old more and more, and remaining in the old more and more. You see what I mean? So it is about a choice of model also, not just about the amount of baggage of emotionality and memories. No? It's a choice. It's a model that we choose when we choose to meditate in the morning first before going out into the usual practical life interactions, engagements. Yeah. So this is about this day, one day. So and then what are you saying about timing in the spirituality?
So first of all, thank you for that, and this freshness is very much felt. And then also, in general, I feel in satsang now, not so much about the day and the practical life, but also in satsang and in openness and in practices. I feel there is the sense of a right timing to be on the point, in the sense of to really fully be here and understand what is shared right now, like here, now, right now, in satsang, sitting here.
I don't think that I fully understand the scope of your question, but I will try as much as I have understood. I'll try to share. So there I found there are two component of seekers of the spiritual beings. One component is sadhana, our own like self practice basically. So self practice is what we spoke about. That what is the importance of meditating or doing any purification process in the morning, like this. But also there is another component when it is introduced, whenever the time is there, that is satsang. No? So this satsang basically is where we can get so much more than we get from our sadhana, because our sadhana basically is more of a refinement of what we have, correction of something which is broken, let's say repairing or changing or replacing or something like this. No? All of that energies, understandings, the whole framework as a whole also. However, satsang is something brand new, like a brand new and every time also. It is not just first time, like when you come to a teacher first time and then it is very exciting and afterward it becomes like, okay, it is the same old, same old. No. With the true teachers, this never becomes same old, same old. No. It every day is a fresh opportunity, 100% fresh by the way. So for that, something can be done. Like it can be understood that, okay, sadhana is sadhana, satsang is satsang. So how much we are prepared for satsang, that is what is the, you can say, timing in this case. Timing in the sense that there are so many thoughts and feelings inside us continuously trying to draw our attention, trying to engage us, that like trying to give us that impression that it is something important to be attended right now. This what we are attending right now apart from satsang is what is called mind in satsang. And it is suggested that keep your mind outside of satsang for now, during the time of satsang. And the main purpose of this is mainly not that don't use your mind in the sense of thinking, understanding, or visualizing or imagining about what is being shared right now in satsang. It is mainly about don't use your mind's capacities for what you have been doing before coming to satsang. No? Don't use your capacities with that. So this can be one way of correcting our timing, because what is happening that in satsang generally we don't begin in satsang from the very beginning of the satsang. Mostly, depending on different people, some people will start their satsang after 15 minutes of satsang. Like they are in satsang, but their satsang has not started yet because they are still feeling engagement continuously with the what they were doing before. I don't mean that completely cutting off from the engagement with what we were doing before. I mean partially. No? And that partially is where improvement is going to happen also. And some people even may find that, oh, today my satsang started only at the very end. No? You know, like when it was said that okay, we are going to end this satsang soon now, then suddenly we realize, oh, I did not listen today, or I did not taste tattwas or anything like this. You know, so there are different possibilities, but this is what timing is. That when satsang start, you started satsang inside you also or not? That's where we can get more. No, if I have understood correctly what you are saying.
Very much, thank you. And also with this timing, is this like, and not bringing the mind to satsang is also to eat fresh here, like to really not bagging it and taking it right, like really here.
Yeah, because this is a fresh possibility, not really only of looking at the same thing with fresh eyes, but also discovering our higher potential or capacities also here. Like here we can discover our higher capacity of the mind, of thinking, of understanding, of feeling, of seeing, of knowing the truth also. No? So in this way, satsang is a very powerful possibility.
And also I feel it's such an important mirror and help. Like if we are doing sadhana and doing this refining, we can also go, if we are doing it alone, there is a possibility to go astray. But I feel when coming to satsang, and then it brings so much more light in everything, and that it also the sadhana after satsang becomes more bright every time. I feel
it does. Actually, one thing I want to highlight here, apart from this, what you are saying, which is very beautiful, is that somehow as if the seekers in the seeker state sometimes become too kind of, I don't know if this is the right word, but opposite of managed, like opposite of composed, like less composed, more kind of broken in a way or something like this, And then what happens is that somehow tendencies take over. Some tendency takes over, some feeling takes over coming to satsang. Then going out of satsang, suddenly some other tendency may take over, and then that will not let us live the effect or the what we gained in satsang. So a seeker will generally, like the best practice will be to not only not engage with the past when in satsang, but also not engage with the past after satsang for a few minutes. To just remain in ourselves, not immediately, getting engaged in something like this. And that is possible when we are more resolved individual in a way. Like when we kind of start setting our priorities well also in a way in life. That okay, satsang is important for me. And how important? Like everyone individually deciding. No? Like spirituality is the only the one of the activities where nobody is forcing us into anything. No? We are 100% deciding all the time, 100% time what we are doing, not doing, want to do, not to do. No? But when we are not forced in the spirituality, when so much freedom is given to us, there are very high chances that we will have less value also. Like we will have less value, like because we are not used to of this model where just freedom is given and we can pick the right thing. And if we want to pick the right thing, like in the sense of getting the right things from satsang every time, the before satsang and after satsang is a very valuable time for that. Like if we can manage our life better, if we can manage our mind better, not life but mind better, like we can make it more resolved and managed mind. That kind of will give us so much more possibilities of remaining in the truth that we lived in satsang and coming to satsang already prepared in one sense. No, you know what I mean? So this is also something I wanted to add.
it feels like in this sadhana, in this preparation, refinement, it's like we are tuning ourselves like an instrument. We're trying to tune the strings, and then coming to satsang, the strings get tuned, like they come, or at least they hear the proper tune. Like this is where I want to be. This tune I want to have, and I think I feel two things happening. That if we stay in this picture, the strings, they get aligned better in satsang. They get aligned, and also I hear the tune much clearer than maybe at home. And then when coming out of satsang, to stay with this tuned instrument.
It's a nice analogy. No? Yeah. Thank you. Satsang is a much higher possibility, but it does not mean that anyone who is not ready for nirvana, should not come to satsang. This is what I want to highlight. No, we can start from anywhere, from any position you can start, because everybody, truth is everybody's birthright. Everybody's birthright, like this. So we can just begin from wherever we are. Now, how much we will get from satsang is not dependent so much on satsang, but more on us. And that is totally fine. No? So if we are not happy, let's say, hey, I'm not getting enough from satsang, then the conversation is the way. Before doing sadhana, before satsang is the way also. Doing some sadhana after satsang also is like balancing our mind or focus in a way also is the way, for example. But otherwise, we can just start from anywhere. No? Because it is not really that life is so and so for everyone in a certain way. No, every one of us is declaring life to be in a certain way. No? You see what I mean? And I'm just trying to understand what is that challenge, what is that thing that you are trying to solve. And let's come together and try to solve it. No? Because we are solving only one thing, doesn't matter in what name. We are just solving one single thing, doesn't matter in what name. Whether it is called nirvana, enlightenment, awakening, clarity, opening the heart, it doesn't matter what we are calling, but we are just becoming better than before. Better in what way? And what we get out of it, that is connected to little outlook about it, also little reality of what it is. So just start anywhere.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
So I was saying that I'm doing largely okay, but just that, like how Miriam was also saying, just that once I've woken up in the morning, there is still some remains which I have to pick myself up from and then get through my day and go about my day. I think it's an element of aloneness there. So I just thought if you could share some pointers, and that picking up could be faster for me.
Yes. It's a very good thing that you are saying, like a good pointer for me, like good cue for me in a way. Very quickly, I will just go through the basics. So the basics are like this, that what we are calling ourself is the soul. Soul is not a real thing separate from the Supreme Soul, but it is a real thing all the time also. So let's accept that soul is a real thing, like a separate from the Supreme Soul. So every soul, a real separate soul, made of the same Supreme Soul, but not one with the Supreme Soul, looking at life from an individual standpoint and living life in the individual form. So this is what we are. This is the basics, okay? Now in this, what is what is aloneness or loneliness? No, loneliness has two parts of it. Aloneness is different, by the way. Aloneness is what we enjoy when we enjoy ourselves. So aloneness is not maybe like in the spiritual context. This is how it is used. So I'm just using like that. So loneliness basically has two directions. One is out and one is in. When the soul feels lonely inward, when life is fine, outward everything is okay. People are there, we are meeting, enjoying, but we are not able to meet with them, like meet them, connect with them really, and feel their presence, and not able to enjoy time with them, And then, as if we are feeling lonely, but inward, like something inward has to happen now. So this inward loneliness is connected to that source, what we call Supreme Soul or God. That we want to come in touch with that, like we want to feel the presence of that. And only that is going to make us free from this loneliness that we are feeling. Another form of loneliness is which is mostly outward. Like the soul want to interact. It's not really that soul want to have relations really. It is just relation is the only way to have kind of a continuous access to interactions with certain type of people or certain type of interactions, let's say. That it goes in that model. No? But basically it wants interaction. And for interaction to happen, two people have to agree in a way. You see? And let's say soul is not ready to fulfill the conditions of the other person in order to have interaction. And when such a thing happens with everyone, then this is what is loneliness outward, no? So this is the basic of loneliness. Then let's say when you wake up in the morning, what happens? Although you have actually started discovering the truth of who you are, you have started living the joy of your being, your beauty of your own being, but somehow in a way like it's like a habit that remains. It's like a habit that remains. Like as if in a subtle form, you are still that person who is looking for company of others in order to be happy in life today. But in a personal way, like an emotional way, like a personal emotional way. Emotion is not a bad thing, but personal emotional way is what I'm highlighting. And you have become free from it, but the habit continues. So like as a portion of you still becomes that person in the morning, or rather it becomes that person in the night, in the dreams. Because that person is still there. Person means that energy is still there, and engagement of the self that you are is still there with that. That it gets only one time in the whole day, 24 hours, that is dreaming. So during the dreaming time, it continues living. Its desires to be a person and interacting with other persons. And that's why in the morning you will notice something like this. That hey, like when usually I'm in my self-consciousness, self-awareness, I'm not having that kind of feeling of loneliness or need for other, which I feel in the morning only for some time. Like first few minutes are like this. And I don't mean, when I'm saying like this, I don't mean that personal emotional relations or need for personal emotional connections is something bad. I'm never saying like this. I'm just saying it's about timing. As long as we have timing for that, we enjoy them. What is enjoying basically anything? Because that is the timing. Like our time for that is there. We enjoy. It's like healthy. Like a healthy. Like your stomach is healthy, the food is healthy, your teeth are healthy, you chew them well, chew the food well, eat the food, and stomach, digest it well also. Everything's fine, no? And then things start changing. Like when our timing is not there for such experience, that time, although because of the habit of remaining connected to it, we will continue or we will feel compelled to be in that kind of relation, but we will not enjoy it anymore. The same individual level, personal, emotional level can produce happiness also, and does produce happiness also to some. Not forever, obviously, but for some time. And mostly we suffer from it because the ratio of that personal emotions, the degree of that consciousness of the emotion or unconsciousness present is not matching with what we want now. No, that's the thing.
sort of lost you at the point you were saying uh, uh, that it's that the personal emotions are not bad. You're not asking us to stay away from personal emotions, but it's about the timing. And just the timing bit, I lost you.
So timing is like this, that when you wake up in the morning and you find this kind of emotional need to be something heavy, then your timing for it is not there, no? Then you are over with it in a way. Like it's not real for you anymore. You are not enjoying it anymore. It's more of a hangover now of the night, which you want to be free from. Not really that you want to, have another drink and get into where you were last night. No, this is what is timing. Like we can taste. If you taste these emotions to be bitter, nothing tastes anything. There is no fixed taste of anything. It is the soul and its needs deciding how it tastes. If something tastes bitter inside us, basically, meaning continuously. If continuously these emotions are tasting bitter inside us, it basically is a declaration of the soul that its time is over for them. Now it wants something more refined. Emotions, but more impersonal. Emotions, but more of higher quality or higher degree of consciousness. No? Like this. Like let's say when emotionally one person says to another, I love you, that time uh, that person is kind of living in sort of a dream of permanence internally about itself and about the relation and about the lover and about the other one also, like this, and as if like trying to hold that, don't go anywhere, just stay in this. But as the one who is saying I love you becomes more evolved, more self-conscious, its statement also becomes as a whole more conscious. Like it becomes more conscious of the other also, of life also, of love also. No, this is what I mean. And its need in a way also changes. It may still say that I love you, but it is more like living this statement I love you right now, not like a commitment to each other, not like a bondage to each other, not like a rope tied to each other, but more like a shake hand in the moment and we go. No? So there are different degrees of the same thing that we live. No? And based on that, we have to sense that what is pleasant, what is joyful in a way, continuously joyful, not just one time. One time joyful is a deception. Just being happy just a little bit sometime and mostly unhappy. Basically, happiness is not real. Then in that case, unhappiness is real. No? But continuously, if we are happy with some way, model of emotion, that basically means that it is suiting us, to suiting the need of the soul that we are. Everyone is a soul, but our need is different. That is what is setting the timing. No? And then there is a timing of the soul for waking up also, completely waking up also. Now it doesn't matter what type of emotion, it doesn't matter even what type of experience. All together, like everything in one side, like this. And I'm very happy to see and declare that in this group there are so many souls like this also. They are ready now. Is this clear? It is understood? Yeah. It's just about you, basically. It's all about you. Please understand. But you not as a person, but you as who you are really. It's just about you. You are declaring everything from inside. It's just that if you can unite all of your declarations, if you can centralize all of your outlooks, if you can synchronize all of your experiences, then you will be in a much better position and you're so much more clear that, hey, actually, this is what I really want. Or this is what I really don't want, like this. Like otherwise what is happening is that from one point of view, you don't want something. From another, you want. And that is creating conflict also internally. And as you will synchronize this whole thing, centralize this whole thing into one, you feel it is very beautiful, like wow. Like for example, you may go into the memory lane sometime, but would you like to live there? Those people who go in the memory lane are not really the ones who want to live there. No, they want to live here now. They just want to visit it sometime. No? That's why they appreciate being there, because the memory lane had all the good and bad also. No? And they know I'm over with it now. So it's like this. It's about this. This is what is timing. Clarity is what is going to bring us timing. Like our timing will get corrected now. Yeah, I hope Miriam, you also catching it. Yeah, yeah. So good, good. Thank you. Uma, you want to say something?
Yes, Ji. Thank you, Ji, for this meeting. I want to understand something freshly. Uh, it is about, you shared many times, spending ourselves. And I want to understand it freshly at both levels. When we are in the personal state and later we come deeper, more like at purer state of being, how it can work for us. Like, I want to understand more what it means to spend ourselves and how it works for us.
Um, I'm not able to connect these two things. Like one is that um, spending ourselves, another is coming from the personal standpoint to a deeper standpoint. These two things. Can you try to connect for me so that?
Yes, Ji, I meant that I want to understand this spending ourselves for both states. When someone is in the personal state and when uh, the we come to the purer state, from personal to more purer, like towards being, but not totally, like in between.
And can you explain what is this spending yourself in this here? Because there could be many people who don't have any idea or reference of it. No.
Yes, Ji, in the past meetings you shared that spending ourselves means this individual energy, this individual aspect has something, some energy to live life, and we should not save this. We should spend it totally.
Yeah. So let me speak about this first. So what is this understanding or idea of spend yourself? Spend yourself basically means spend yourself more. Not that do more physical activities or do more office work or do more anything like this. No, not like that. What is happening is that generally very less of our capacities and energies are being consumed in what we do in the moment, in the whole day, like this continuously. And this is the way of the person. By way of the person means this is how what we call we remain as a person or as a false self. This is how we remain as a false self. Basically, the false self, you can say, or the person state has kind of, let's say, three layers. One layer is where it is spending very little bit of energy in what it is doing right now in the present moment, using the physical body, using the practical life as a life circumstance. No? Another layer is where a lot of thinking is going on continuously about what has went wrong, what could have gone better, what can go better, and so on, like repentance and bad feelings and feeling bad about something, or somebody might be feeling bad about me, and so on. No, that's a big layer internally which is going on continuously, which is like two part of it. Like one is the layer itself, but another is our engagement with it. So we are continuously engaged with it, you know, and that is mostly not useful in the sense that we are not doing it actually consciously. We are as if compelled, like caught up, like addicted, like a compulsion. No? And third layer is where we don't know who we are really, in one sense. Like the being that we are, the soul that we are, does not really know who we are in one sense. And that is also where we are engaged, partially. Like portion of the soul is engaged there also. But that part can be unleashed, or that can part, like we can become free from that, what we call unconscious self-unawareness, through self-inquiry, dhyan, satsang, no? Directly what I call the core work Through that core work, we start waking up and we can become free from that. But when our time has not come, like when we don't have the inspiration and interest for waking up to who we are at the core level, that time also there's a lot of improvement that can happen in our life. And for that, spending ourselves more is one of the best practices I have shared. So what does it do? It does basically simply withdraw. It withdraws more of you from this middle layer, which constitutes of a lot of energy and thoughts and feelings, what we call emotional, personal, life thoughts and feelings. No? So we start withdrawing ourselves from it, not like trying to withdraw. Because if we try to withdraw ourselves from the personal thoughts and feelings is a circle now, like a creator also. It will create another type of thoughts and feelings, and we will think that I am not engaged with these thoughts and feelings, but yet we will be actually engaged in similar type of thoughts and feelings. And that's why it is an endless story, almost not possible to get out of it through trying to get out of it. No? Because when we feel that I don't want to be, I want to be out of this egoic energy, when we feel, that is also a feeling happening in the same space of egoic energies. And one way or the other, we are just going to be there. There's only one way, that we do something parallel and something totally different. That something parallel and totally different is focusing on what we are doing right now, like spending more of ourselves, like involving more of ourselves into it. That more of ourselves will come from this engagement which is going on internally. No? So now, can you ask me again what you were asking, so that now we have that kind of context together, everyone. No?
Yes, Ji. So second part was that how it helped at both level, when we are at personal level, personal state, and when we go little deeper, like towards little purer.
So when we are initially living the life and attempting little bit to live the truth, or let's say meditating little bit to feel peaceful, joyful, not really so much involved in knowing who we are. And that time, when we are able to focus well on what we are doing, our results are better, we feel a sense of contentment. And because of that, we are able to feel kind of a certain detachment or disengagement from it whenever we want to. And that enables us to become available for sitting in our being, meditating a little bit. So that kind of works in our favor in both ways, that it makes our life better, more composed and centralized, like gives more results also in our life. And secondly, whenever we have time, we are actually available. We don't need so much time for meditation or spiritual practices as much as we need ourselves. Ourselves need to be available, but ourselves mostly is not available, because there is always a pending list of, tasks, things, feelings which are not resolved. I don't know what it is, like this. So in this way, it helps, initially. And then secondly, for the souls who are coming in touch with themselves, for them it becomes even crucial, much more useful actually, because now they don't want to touch this at all. They want to do practical life. They want to use their body, mind, brain, and breathing, and just live a wonderful practical life and remain connected to the truth of who they are. They don't want to touch this thing at all now, and this can be a sure way. Don't touch this at all. Spending yourself means simply don't touch this. Touch only the practical life, breath, body, do what you want to do, and straight from there, seen to in the truth of who you are. Very nice. Not doing anything or just being and living the truth of who you are. And then reminders are there in the phone, in the life, in the form of people calling or something, and then you are called back into the practical life. Again, you have that model of totality, or what we can call spending yourself more. Now, you know that now here I don't have to save myself from what I'm doing. Because we are trying to save ourselves from what we are doing for what? Either for the soul that we are, and for that we don't need to save ourselves that time when we are doing it. It's not necessary. We are saving ourselves for the ego state, actually, that time, generally speaking. So in this way, for the seekers who want to be free, or who have started coming in touch with the truth of who they are, the soul that they are, for them it becomes even more important. Because let's think about it, Uma. I mean, I'm just inviting you to think about it at an individual level. I don't like not generalizing it for everyone, but in the whole day, think what all you do. There's a time when you do something actually. There's a time when you meditate, sit in your being and live the truth of who you are. Satsang or anything else connected to that is like a spiritual effort that you do. Are there not any other times where neither you are actually doing anything practical, nor you are doing anything connected to practical also? Like sometimes we need to think about practical life also. Planning, thinking, processing, okay, what happened, what could have been better. Like in actual sense. So you are not doing any of it. You are not sitting in your being. What are you doing that time? Have you thought about it? So I'm just inviting you to, this is what is a inner engagement going on and not noticed by it. If it is noticed, if it is your will, if you want to do it, totally fine, no? But we don't want to do it. It is not our will. We don't know whether we are engaged with it or not and how much, and yet we are. That is what is unconscious mind. But you know what we call unconscious mind is not something just there. No, we are continuously engaged with it. It's like this. And the worst part of it is that we are not aware of it even, that we are engaged with it. No? That is the dangerous part of it, in a way. So please say anything now.
Yes, even you invite me for this test, like checkpoint. I noticed that whole day, some time is definitely there when I am in this unconscious engagement, and it is like a fog in me.
I don't mean that you are really seeing them as thoughts and feelings now, uh, and what you are calling fog. So you are very right. Maybe it is just a fog. Like you are able to see it as a fog because you are not interested in engaging with it. Unless you engage with any energy inside you, you cannot really know whether it will produce a thought or a feeling. No? Do you see what I mean? We think that thoughts or feelings are always there inside me. They are not actually. They are just a energetic fog. Can be converted into a thought and feeling if we give life to it by touching it, by engaging with it. No? If we don't, it will remain just like a fog, but still it will be there. No? Like a potential, a possibility to be, like we can get pulled into it. No? Remain alert about it by being aware that, this is there. No? So yes, you are right. Like sometime, let's say in the whole day, you generally speaking, you will be very composed and kind of present and nicely conscious and healthy. And there could be some days when you are not so healthy, let's say for some reason, you have heavy head or something, isn't it? In the similar way, there is something inside us continuously present, like a fog. And when you have started living the truth of who you are more and more, then you notice it more clearly. That what exactly this thing is doing. No? Like what it is doing in me. Because I am not doing anything with it. I never remember from where it came. No? It has nothing to do with my practical life, with anything that I am doing in my life. Then what exactly is the role of it? No? It's very good. Yeah. And that time, I just want to share that time when you notice this fog. Even if it doesn't convert it itself into thoughts and feelings in you, the thinker, the experiencer of it, but you will still feel some kind of slowdown. You feel like I have slowed down a little bit, like your light of the self-awareness has become a little dim. You will notice like this, isn't it? Because it has capacity to consume you in a way, still. Because it is not a unique general fog. It is a fog which was a result of your own livings from the past. No? So it's a very intimate relationship is here. Yeah.
Yes, see. And when you shared spending myself for the second place, like when I am little bit in touch of my truth, and you shared that we directly focus on the work we directly remain total at the work and directly come to the truth. And this I feel this process remove this fog, like a cleaning happens.
Yes, it does. Because this fog basically is like something which is not doing anything. As soon as you start doing something with wholeheartedness, with full involvement, then you will need more space in your being and you will need more energy from yourself also. And from where that energy comes? It comes from this fog. No? So this fog gets converted into energy that you are using in the practical life now. This fog gets converted into ability to think well, more focused. This gets converted into a better decision making capacity also inside. No? Yeah.
Yes, Ji. This fog gives this feeling of tiredness, like I am lack of energy, I am tired.
Yes, it does actually. We can say in a simple sense that this is more like a remaining of the sleep of the soul. No? Like so I think it's good. Thank you.
Yes, Ji. Very good explanation. Thank you so much.
Ah, thank you. Nice talking to you. Deepa, you want to say something?
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to come in front of you. I want to thank you for showering your blessings all the time and being with me. I understand the importance of satsang, and I missed it when I was away. I went for my yoga teacher training, so I was not able to attend the satsangs. Thank you.
Nice to see you too. It's very, very nice. I feel a little bit sharing about it that if you understand well what is satsang, there is a possibility that you will remain connected to satsang or remain in satsang in some way. And you don't need to imagine, visualize or hypnotize yourself that, oh, it is the exact same satsang going on when I am not in satsang. But still, you can really get something like a mini satsang within yourself continues. If it is understood well, what is satsang really? Like in the form of recordings, for example, there is a gateway here to remain connected, for example. And then some other ways also, like your own meditation, your own sadhana time you can spend with yourself. So I will feel that we should remain in touch with satsang in some way, either not only just through our own sadhana, own meditation, but also through recordings also. No? When we are not able to connect, let's say in live satsang. No? Because this basically is not really going to give you more material to think about or to imagine about or to analyze that, okay, what is this and what is that now. But more, it will give you strength to get more composed and centralized and to sense really what really I want and from the core of my being, what is my longing in the heart, in the being, and how is my practical life going in alignment with that. Is it in alignment with that or not? No? Like a centralization of the soul in a way, as a whole. Like this. Because life is not really like spiritual or non-spiritual in that sense. No? Life is just life. No? Non-spiritual, social, practical is one outlet and one forum in a way, you can say, where we play, we do something. No? Spiritual is another. No? But as a whole, you are benefited, not the social or the spiritual, isn't it? Like this. So just keeping things centralized and clear, no, is kind of good. Yeah.
There is one line of a bhajan. एक नजर देखा तुझे जान लिया मैंने मुझे. It says a lot.
It basically can be translated like this, that I just had a quick look at you and I have started knowing myself, no? Or I have known myself deeply or something like this. How nice. It's good actually, I feel. In satsang we may get and we will get inspired also to know the truth of who we are. And also in satsang we start actually getting to know who we are. Because knowing ourselves in this whole picture, no, that we were talking so much, so many things, no, today, right now, different topics. In this whole picture, in this so many things, knowing ourselves is the simplest thing. The most simple is knowing ourselves. Most powerful, of course, most rewarding, of course, but most simple. So any one of you who has already started knowing yourself, please don't be confused by what I have shared so far. No? It is just for clarity of the mind, not really to enhance your ability to know or live the truth of who you are. That is the simplest thing. Coming back into the simplicity of our heart, into our soul, and not bothered by the attractions of the mind, is that environment where you start knowing yourself. No? To know yourself, first we need to remain in that knowing of ourselves, that I am, no, that I am. Like you are on this chair right now, is it not? It's so simple. You are on this chair, is this way where you will start knowing yourself, no? And anything that comes in the way now, that will be taken care of, let's say. Either you have taken care of it before satsang, or now you have given up, like you are not attached to it now anymore. Like you have put it aside, no? That is more than enough. Now satsang can help you. Totally, like fully every one of us is facilitated by satsang now, that you are feeling that, yeah, this you who is knowing that I am is also knowing what I am. No? Knowing I am or knowing what I am is included. It's like a one package. It's like a different depth of the same thing. No? But just care about who is knowing it. This is important because mostly mind is knowing it. All the great knowledge of the truth can happen through mind also. No? But it will be only seeing, no touching. So you can know everything, but you cannot experience anything through the mind. Then through the heart we experience the truth. And when we experience the truth, either our internal knowledge in a way or thirst for the truth is so strong that after, once we start living the truth from the heart, we don't have any value for the mind, but whatever it is saying now. No? Either like this, or our mind has to open up. Meaning has to come to that state, correct state, where we know that what we get from the mind. No? Because mind is offering us something. When you have started living the truth, and mind is still going to offer the same thing. It is like a existential machine. No? But will you be interested in that? That's more important, not what it is offering. No? And that is an internal progress or a kind of resolution internally that happens, that okay, I have seen enough truth. Now I want to live. No? And then will come a time after living the truth very deeply, truth of who we are, that I have lived this truth enough. Now I want to be the truth. No? That is where the gut level, existential level. No? I want to be the truth now. I don't want to just live the truth. No? Yeah. Like at the mind level, for example, one most simple truth, which is not visible to most of us, by the way, and also visible to us very soon at some point, is that what we really know and what we don't. Like this is a coaster, no? Coaster, we call it coaster, right? It is a coaster made of wood and some metal, no? Brass or something. So, do I really know what it is? And at the mind level, this is hidden always. Like we have very clear closed case that yes, I know what it is. But actually all we know about it is the label of it, the definition of it in the dictionary, and it's just a little bit experience of the wood and of the metal. You know, but we keep it closed, like it remains like a blind spot in the mind that I know what it is. And like this, everything in the mind collectively also is giving us the impression that I know. And once you see, no, I don't. This is knowing, seeing the truth in the mind. No? You know, this is seeing the truth in the mind. This is what is mind, awakening of the mind or opening up of the mind. No? You see, no, I don't actually. No. And which is a very powerful thing, by the way. Still, we will not live the truth, but we just see what truth is not. So from the mind level, we see what truth is not. We know what truth is not. Not that we come in touch with what truth is. So I thank you. Just felt like sharing a few things. Thank you.
Thank you for holding my hand. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
I love you so much.
I love you very much. Very good. Thank you. Bhavani, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I hope you remember me. I used to attend Satsang, I think 10 years back, when I was in Australia. So that time, my name was Aparna. Anantaji had given me that name. I hope you remember that.
I remember. I think you had a daughter.
Yes, she's grown up now. Now I'm back in India only. 2016 I moved back. But then after that, on and off, I had been attending Anantaji Satsang only for some time. But then life took a turn after coming back to India. There's a lot of, living in there was only me and myself with my daughter. So there was a lot of time for me to give my time for myself, to know the truth and stuff like that. But then after coming here, you have to live with your family. That's when the real challenge came for me. So every time the similar patterns keep coming up in my life. And then there was a lot of struggle with my mother and, parents, family, everything. I lost my mom also in 2021. And then that also changed a little perspective of that, while going, I don't take anything and go. I just have to leave everything. So there's a little detachment also. Right now, life has given me a lot of challenges in this past 10 years. So what is happening now is there is a little more, the family is the biggest trigger for you to know yourself, is what I feel. I've been chasing, how I can say this, what is happening is I have lost myself. I stopped going to satsang also after that to Anantaji. Now he has stopped giving satsang also. So what had happened is I was so getting the situations in my life in such a way that I would not get time to even dedicate myself to the truth. It was only getting involved in my lifestyle, taking care of the family or doing this, doing that, something or the other. How much ever I try, I'm not able to give my time for satsang. And then at one point of time, I was tired. I'm like, you're really there, God, give me time. Otherwise, just leave me, that is what my mindset came, and I totally got involved, and I started identifying back myself as this person, this body, and the thoughts and everything. uh, like past 6 months, I've been going through again a lot of different challenges. That's when I'm not saying that I'm not connected to God, but it's outward connection, think of God all the time and keep praying to God to make my things better or something like that. And then finally, sometimes the slight changes come, like, or opening up happens when certain family situations trigger you. You feel like, okay, I have to live only for God and not for anyone else, or something like that. And the urge is becoming stronger now to know myself and find someone, a teacher. I've been to recently to Tirunamalai also. Always I've been asking same thing. Can I know myself? Can you free me from my mind and body thoughts and this identity and all? But I was not able to find. And suddenly your satsang thing the other day on YouTube popped up, and then I thought, okay, I should connect back to you and check what is happening, why this is happening. Will I be ever free in my life, or will I be continuing? Because there's a very strong identity of body and mind. I'm getting involved in that. No matter how much I try, I'm not able to see that. In 2015, I started my journey with this truth
See,
and all.
if you want to be free from this identity, you have to learn to stop first of all. So start right now. Stop right now and breathe a little bit. Then what will happen? You will get disengaged from the egoic impressions of that mind which you are using right now for the purpose of being free from it. No? So there is something in that same instrument, in that same process of thinking, in that same way of expressing also, which you can become free from. But if, for example, what you shared, it was good for this time because we are meeting after a long time and you are just giving me report. But please be aware, you don't need to give me any report actually. You could just say what you said in the last few statements, that, hey, I got engaged because I got out of touch of satsang and I'm coming back and I want to be free. We can start right now, for example. Okay. So now let's start all over again. Now this will be our actual conversation now. Let's start. Now tell me, what do you want right now? I will be very happy to help you in this right now.
I want to be free from myself, this identity and thoughts,
Yes.
and be able to see myself
No,
clearly who I am.
don't demand too many things, because if you demand too many
Okay.
things, this is not going to work really. You have to stick to something fundamental, not I want this also, I want this also, I want this also, not like this, please. That's not going to work. Because many of those things which we want now are actually coming from that which we want to be free from. Yeah. I want to see myself is coming from ego, for example. Let us stick to the fundamental, something fundamental. What is that something fundamental? Like why you want to be free from identity, from yourself. Mainly because you are not happy, not joyful, isn't it? You want to be continuously joyful, blissful, but not in the way of person, but in the way of being, isn't it? So stick to that fundamental. So come to that kind of stability immediately right now. No, I feel like this. Because it is not really the person like a thing somewhere. It is you being the person. No? So you be less person right now when you are trying to be free from the person, which will be equal to you are cutting off from that time where you become a person, isn't it? It's really so simple. It may look very strange at first, but it is as simple as this. So start living as the being first. Then we see what are the challenges. No? Rather than trying to kill the person, trying to remove the person, or trying to be free from the person. Don't do any of these three things. Live yourself. Live your truth right now. Not right now only like this, but like this continuously. So don't talk about yourself, okay? Talking about yourself basically is happening at that level where you are a person, but then you want to be free from it. No, that's what you are saying only one thing, that I want to be free from this being a person. For that, we don't need so much discussion, okay? Very simple things are possible. No? So when do you want to be free from being a person? I'm just asking very simply.
No.
Right now?
Yeah.
So then just don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about yourself while continue living yourself. You have become free from being a person. Okay. Now whether you will remain being a person, remain free being a person or not, that will be another step or a story. Okay. So remain right now. Don't talk about yourself either to me or internally. And live yourself. So not that don't live yourself, but don't talk about yourself internally. Talking about yourself is talking about the person that you are. You don't need to talk about yourself to live yourself right now. Meaning this you who is talking about yourself, don't talk about yourself. Don't do this talking about yourself part while you still remain as you are. And as soon as you will start living yourself, this memory of being unhappy because of being a person or remaining, caught up in that habit of being a person will disappear slowly. And you will also understand that how I get caught up in being a person and what is the way of not getting caught up and continue living as myself. Conversation between me and you is a immediate, effective work that we do together. No? It's not about sharing unhappiness of how unhappy I am as a person. No, being a person is unhappiness. Living as the being is joy. Doesn't matter what type of unhappiness. We don't need to decide or categorize or explain so much. No, unhappiness of being a person, joy of living as the being. Just two things, not many things. So are you able to live the truth of yourself now?
Yes.
So then
There's
just continue, that's all.
Immediate cut, there's a cut. You just disconnected me now. Also, I can feel some resistance to what you're telling.
What can you say again?
I can also feel the resistance because there's nothing to say.
Just find out from where the resistance is coming and why you are attending it. Meaning, are you interested in attending the resistance? If no, you can ignore the resistance also. Is it not true?
No.
Because if you are interested in living yourself and you have asked me, I have shared, now just follow the instruction. No? Is it not like this? Things will keep coming always, no? But we cannot keep attending them now. No? We have to draw a line somewhere now that things will keep coming, but now I want to attend myself. Because what you shared is something very immediate, something very, very fundamental. No? You are not asking spiritual questions that some clarity is not there in me and I want this clarity or that. You are not asking any of those things. You are saying, I just want to be free from being a person. But that's the most simple thing to do. No? But now when you are feeling resistance, who are you? Are you being a person who is feeling the resistance, or are you being the being who is feeling the resistance? Because there is nothing in the being which can register to being the being. No? You know? So check like this.
So the question is coming up, how do I be like this even after satsang?
How are you being like this right now? This is the answer. So check right now, how am I remaining free from being a person? That is what is going to become a wisdom in you and will help you in remaining free during this satsang and afterward.
I'm on, like if there is, I am just ignoring the noise or the thought, but just following what instruction you gave. So I disconnected myself, which helped me for a moment to be in the silence.
Yes. So this disconnected is basically what it means to not be engaged with the ego. It's not really mind or something, just one thing, whether ego or ego mind, some one thing. So you have disconnected means you have decided not to engage with it. It may look like this right now to hold your breath like this, no? Like you are under the water and you are holding your breath. It's okay. It is still going to give you some strength of the soul that you are, and it is going to give you some insight also how to go further, like from where to go from here now. You will become clear. So keep doing the same thing. And obviously thoughts will come, like how long I will continue like this, feelings will come, how long. No, there is no need to really attend any of the things now if you have started understanding this.
It's like I've understood, but I've not understood. And also, it feels like a task or like a pressure to do this.
Why there is a pressure? Like, who is pressurizing you? Like inside, are you one or two? You are one, no? So is your person pressurizing you that, hey, you be the being right now? Or your being is pressurizing you, or what is going on here? Like pressure, like what? Like I understand in a way, but not so clear to me what you are saying.
It's like a pressure to be not get involved in thoughts and
It
be
is true, it is
person.
true, it is true. That kind of pressure is felt, yeah. And if you don't want to feel this pressure, then go about it gradually, no? If you don't want to feel this kind of pressure when you are put on a spot in a way, then okay, don't do anything with the thoughts and feelings. And you are able to also, but you will feel pressure obviously. No? What is the pressure? The pressure is that by default, you have been living in this way of engaging with the thoughts and feelings. And now suddenly you are stopping. You will feel pressure. No? It's natural. Whether it is okay for you or not, this is up to you. Like whether you want to continue like this, feeling the pressure, but remaining in the truth of who I am. Or no, it is too much pressure, then you can go gradually. There is a gradual way of doing the same thing also. It will take time, obviously. Then you cannot expect suddenly, immediately, you will become free from the person state into the purity and the joy of being. Like this. Yeah, so we are good for now.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. It really gave me that space to see. Thank you so much, which I was waiting for a long time. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Diva, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I had this, actually two questions. Rajee, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. So, In speaking to Bhavani just now, you spoke and you asked that not to be like, don't talk about yourself to yourself and this. When you said that, instantly it was as if there was a shift at the gut level that I felt, as if something came straight to me and I suddenly felt a shift in the energy, means feeling as if a higher stability and higher stability and more clarity in listening to what you were saying. So, and this is something which I have noticed, like there are two levels of living after beginning this the spiritual journey. One is when you are connected to yourself, but you are not so much in an interactive mode, and there is the speed is pretty low, like mostly you're staying inside, and the living from the gut, which I just noticed now, which is necessary to live outside even if we are present inside. I felt that to be very necessary, not just in interactions, but day-to-day living with myself. It came to me like an alertness, being alert. It almost came as if meditative yet alert. When you spoke at the gut level, because I was sitting in satsang, I was a little slow. I felt the difference that there was some kind of laxing, just going in. But the degree of alertness that I felt when you spoke to Bhavani and you asked her to just... So I wanted to clarify this, that what is there a... When we speak about sitting or being in satsang and just listening, the level of alertness and the way you listen, is this the level? Is it gut level listening? Is this different? Basically, that's what I'm trying to ask. Is it different how you are present and listening in satsang? Because your speaking here was like straight cut to the chase and bringing to the point, and it just brought something a different level of alertness in satsang. And I am actually, that's something I want. You keep asking, what do you want? And I think that's something I want, that level of alertness at all times.
No. It is true, what you are saying is true. Like there are different possibilities or levels of being from where we do listen in satsang. I don't say that in satsang alone. Actually, in general also it is true, I found, that the being is deciding internally, being that we are, not the being who is beyond a person and we are the person. No, being that we are. There is only one inside us, whether a person or a soul, does not matter what we call ourselves. No, but this one, a single one who is talking, who is listening in satsang right now, is as if deciding that what I want to be engaged with right now. The more it will become conscious of it, the more somehow it will do exactly what it wants to do. And when this soul does what it wants to do in satsang, it gets the maximum from satsang. No? That's why it is very important to be conscious of ourselves. So there will be times when the soul would like to understand what is being shared. And there are times when, because it is something so interesting that soul wants to understand what is happening. And there are times when soul wants to live what is happening. And there are times when soul wants to just directly see and be what is being shared also. No? So there are different times when the soul is in different state in the same meeting also. But I feel the best option approach will be to be in one way or the other engaged with what is being shared in satsang continuously. No? Because when you are not engaged in satsang or not engaged with what is being shared in satsang, we are engaged with the mind at that time, no? You know. So mind means what? Mind means that which we were doing before. Those things which we were doing before satsang, we will continue doing them in satsang also, no? Which is not really in any way useful or good, I feel. We should be very clear about it. Like this is the minimum we can do, no? Maybe we are not capable right now. We have not attained that clarity or that freedom yet, you know. But still we can ignore, like, you know, continuously ignoring, continuously, like consciously ignoring. Like even this can be done in satsang. Let's say that we are not able to listen well in satsang in the sense of engaging. Listening is an engagement, by the way. Listening can be such an engagement, better or even deeper than conversation. That we actually live the truth of every word that is being shared. No? Because words are not truth. You know, words are not truth. No. Actually, even the speaking or even the listening is not truth. Actually, the speaker and the listener is truth. No. Words are being used in such a way that they can turn your attention towards yourself. No. So the purpose of the words is not to define something or explain something to you, but to turn yourself towards yourself. No. So if you can utilize the listening in satsang well, it can be so much more powerful. Conversation, however, is something like a sweet spot in between, where we have always chance to turn towards who we are and live the truth immediately. And also, if we are engaged overly with anything that is going on inside us, we can get disengaged very easily through conversation. So conversation is or can be used also in this way. No? So you are very right in this. And we should check in satsang, because we came in satsang for living the truth, right? And mostly we think that living the truth like 1 second, 5 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, living the truth in the whole 2 hours satsang is kind of good enough for me. And if it is so, it is fine. No. But generally speaking, you will find that no, it is not okay for me. I want to live more truth. And if we want to live more truth, then we should be conscious of not living the truth part in this case. Yeah. Did I explain, like, are you able to connect to this now?
Rajee, it feels as if, and this has been my experience. I feel my questions, they usually, even this one was because of something that the mind wanted in some certain way as the mind understood it. And I feel you keep getting us back to living the truth. And the way I see it is, that is the intention how I get into satsang, that I want to know what I am. What am I? I come, like, that is the string that is holding me, like you said in the beginning about spirituality, that how do you want to live spirituality? And I was like, it's what life is really, in my understanding. It's when life begins for me, in my understanding. So, but
I beg to differ here, well, joyfully, that actually I am never trying to bring you to yourself. It's just that I'm always here in the being and speaking from here. And when you are interested in coming back to yourself, that our conversation brings you back to yourself. This was innocent and pure conversation only. Like you asked me specifically, I said exactly, like I had no intention or a feeling to bring you into yourself, you know, at all. It was your own interest actually that worked. But of course, with the help of the speaker also. Because the speaker is speaking from a certain position help the listener to come back to that position also when the listener is interested. No? So that yes, but there was no intention at all. So intentionally, no, I'm not trying to bring you back. I do bring back when when sometime we are too far from what satsang is offering. That time I try to bring in alignment to what satsang is offering. No? Because that is not being offered in satsang. That time, yes, I will. But generally, when you are asking a question like this, you are already getting something from satsang. No? Now, what you are getting, what you want to get, only you will decide. No? So even God is not interfering in our sleep. You know, it is like 100% our own decision in one sense. I feel like this. No? So, but thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Satsang is such an abundance of so many aspects of life. Like in conversations that I heard, that I feel, I don't know whether it's the mind or, but to me it comes as if maybe, yeah, you're right that you speak from your place of being, and I get reminded when you respond to my question of something which is higher, something which, in which all this will, it's important, but it's not really what the soul is seeking.
Yeah.
It
Can we
brings me back.
can we visualize like this that when you ask a question from the mind and somebody speaks from the mind, even if the question is the most beautiful and it kind of creates sparkles and firework in your mind, you will still remain in the mind, no? Because of the weight of the vibration. But let's say somebody is speaking from the being. You are asking from the mind, but you are very open, like very genuinely open and listening, and you receive the whole thing. But the weight of that vibration is so much that you cannot remain in the mind. Now either you have to let go of that which you have received, or you fall into your being because of the sheer weight of it, no? Sheer weight of that vibration of the being. No? Because mind cannot hold that weight of the vibration. It is too fickle. Mind is too fragile. It's a dream only. No? That's why if you can listen in satsang and hold what is being shared right now, either you will have to leave it so that you can remain in the mind, or you will just fall into the being. No? Like that very weight can bring you back into the gut. Also, can we say like this? Do you think that you are able to correlate with it?
Yeah, Rajee, totally. I feel it answers my question also. Original question.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah. Thank you so much, Raj.
Thank you. When I say conversation, when I'm sharing conversation here, this conversation is not really same as I'm sharing and you are listening. It's not really like that. Conversation basically is we are challenging our outlook, our present knowledge about ourselves and about whatever is the topic of discussion. We are challenging. It's not that we are just comfortably sitting in our being or in our personhood and listening. No, we are on fire, isn't it? But generally, we like now you like the truth more than just listening. No? But until we like this, we generally like to listen more. And just a little bit, some change happens. And we are happy with that. And I think there's nothing wrong in that. It's all fine also. There are different states of a soul, where like how pure or how immediate truth you can handle or digest. No? That much. That seems to be the difference in different places or satsangs, no? Also. And very frankly telling you that if I had any option to speak from the mind, I would be speaking from the mind also. I just don't have the option anymore. Meaning in order to make you understand what I'm saying to say, so that you could come back to the place of being beyond mind. But I just don't have this option anymore. This is the thing. So I have no other option but to speak from the being only, whatever we talk. But then you have an option also to come back to the being. And conversation seems to be like that sweet spot, as I said, like a sweet spot where it's like a win-win. Thank you. It's very nice.
Thank you, Rajee.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Nishant, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
I don't have any questions, but just wanted to connect.
Give me something to share with, because it is beautiful to connect like this, but it will be nice to continue remaining connected for a few more minutes if you give me something to explore with you or to share.
Let me try. Yeah. You had mentioned about the using the mind. So, like, is it possible, Raji, that when operating from the being, but in the present, how do I say? Operating from the being, but in a normal life, normal life.
That practical life?
In practical life, yeah. We are able to respond directly, without actively processing and then responding, without that process happening, just see things as one and respond from that perspective itself, so to speak, or like that, yeah. Am I being clear enough?
Yeah, it is clear. I'm just asking, is it a question or you are sharing that it is happening like this to you?
It's a question. It's a question.
Okay. Yeah. It is maybe possible, or it may look like directly, it may look like directly, but this directly, from where it comes? Let's kind of dive deep in it, From where this directly comes, The thinker of our thoughts, that we are the thinker of our thoughts. We are the one who is accessing the memory and the experiences and the understanding that have come out of our living of life, and which is what we use generally as an individual person or individual in the practical life for taking practical life decisions, right? Which is basically a relative field, you can say. Truth that we are is absolute. So the absolute truth versus relative practical life. This is what we are discussing. So when the soul, the absolute truth that we are, responds directly in relation to the practical life, is it going to fit in the relative context of the individual life or not? How appropriate will be the action? You know what I mean? And what actually happens under the hood is that not as a person, but the soul that we are has pure wisdom, like a light of truth. It shines that light of truth in the whole of the individual capacity to respond to this life situation, and at the same time to the life situation also, onto the life situation. Like in one flash of a thing like this, it has done all the processing which was necessary. And then it will look like, oh, it is very direct and spontaneous. But actually it did the same thing, but at a much higher lightning fast speed. Still it used the memories and the expertise and the relative context. But not that the soul is now entirely dependent on the individual mind, because individual mind gives us very limited feedback in order to take decisions or respond to life situations. Very limited. It was very good for being a person, but it is not really so useful in terms of feedback. Now you, the soul, actually can decide also, very directly. So you will still be practical in one sense. So this practical part is where either you will be practical or not, but you will be appropriate in both the cases. Practically fitting, like fitting in the practical context or not, is one thing, depending on whether soul is accessing the individual, practical mind or not. Do you feel that you are able to connect to this, what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Just the last part, no, about accessing the individual practical mind or not, no, that is that just that, yeah, because I think that is also tied to what is the purpose of the response, no?
Exactly. So the purpose of the response of the individual person was very different. We don't notice, but and under the hood, the person is always living under fear, which is the fear of dissolution in one sense. No? And now the being that we are, the soul that we are, does not have that fear anymore, because it is living in that amrit, no? In that nectar, in that eternal taste, like taste of eternalness about ourselves. So that fear is not there anymore. So now the response will be different. No? The purpose will be different also. Like sometime it is possible that some being will wear some losses in order to give something to someone. Before it was not possible, no? For example. Now because the purpose has changed now. Purpose is more now the integrated ness of the being and the responses which are coming from the being. They are regarded more than what the practical mind is saying is right now to do in a way. However, practical life is honored based on how much evolved the practical mind is. No? Yeah. That's where we are able to rise above the individual needs and responses to life. No? However, we don't ignore it in a way or kind of, overshadow it. No, it is respected nicely, that because it is the reality of, like, we are individual. Individual is a reality, no? So the individual mind has a lot of information or knowledge, mainly about who we are. None of it is now necessary. No? Like I remember long time back, I used to speak like this, share that our tongue only tells what is put on our tongue right now. It doesn't say that whether it should go in or out. No? Something else says that. No? That something else is either the practical mind or the wisdom of the soul, response from the soul. No? Do you feel that you can connect to this also?
Yes, Rajee. Yeah.
Because everything that we are doing is coming from this purpose that you are talking about. Like there is a central purpose, as if there is a central purpose in the soul. That central purpose is what I call longing in the soul. No? And generally we have covered that longing, like buried that longing under the hood in a way. No? And that's what is mainly causing unhappiness in our life. Because without fulfilling that longing, no, there is no way to actually experience that joy which the being is. No? So we don't really need so much guidance in the sense of where to take my life to. No, how to come back to myself. That's the key. No? So that my real life can begin now, no? From here. This real life is coming from the center of life, which is the supreme soul. Like one soul. From there, a central wisdom is kind of manifesting certain something, which has manifested a sense of individual soul, like I am, and also a longing in it. No? So this can be a little bit not so easy bit to digest, no? That everything that we know about everything has come from outside actually, in a way. But what we have not known what we don't know yet, not so clearly, and which has not come from outside. It is built in the soul. This longing is built in the soul. Meaning, shall I say that every soul has a longing, or shall I say every soul is a longing in a certain way? No? That's why as soon as we start connecting to this longing, we start getting support, from what we call source of life or what we call grace. No? Grace in one sense is helping in everything, but it is mainly helping in this, in this longing in our heart. In the practical life, body mind is given enough abilities to use them well. No? Is it too direct a thing to be shared, or
No.
so it's fine? No?
Yeah, it's fine.
Meaning
I
for
think
you,
it's
I'm sure it is fine, but I was just in general saying. No? Yeah, it's fine. How nice.
Yeah. Can I just ask one more thing? Just
Yes,
validate one more thing, Rajee.
yes.
So the longing you mentioned, no? So this longing, would it be right to say that this longing cannot be solved by the actions that we do on a daily basis, or rather that this longing is more internal. Therefore, we have now more freedom to respond in the moment, and there is a joy in that. No,
This is not clear to me. That
yeah. Let me try again. Yeah. So what I was trying to clarify is that this longing that we talked about, no, this is more an internal longing, which in some ways is disconnected from the action. Like we're not acting or responding to life in some ways to solve this longing, but rather we are responding because of joy in that moment. Like it's like, let's say, playing ping pong with a friend, right? We're just hitting the shot right now, not with the intent of preparing for the next shot or to win the game. We're just responding. Yeah. And there's joy in that response. But no.
And what is the connection of this joy and the longing? This part is not clear to me. Like in this context, how this joyful playfulness fits in. No?
I don't think that, I don't know what the connection is. Yeah. Perhaps we just need to continue playing ping pong to satisfy this longing, or we can't do anything really. There's no action really that we can do in practical life to sort out this longing. Yeah.
So I understand now as much as I could. Let me share a little first, and then maybe you talk. No? It is very true that as an individual person, when we are doing many things in our life, they may look like as if they are serving some purpose inside us. However, generally we are not aware that they are not bringing something deep, like they are not serving a deep longing inside us generally. No? Like it is not always like this, but mostly it is like this in the life of a person. No? That is why after doing many things and finishing many things and attaining many things, we feel very empty-handed or empty heart or empty in the sense of did not get anything. Now I have to start living my life or something. No, we think like this. So up to this point, yes, it is true. Because the reason is that we don't have any clue of what do I really want. This longing, when I ask any one of you that what do you want in this moment, is I'm inviting you, the soul, to look deeply inside your being, not in your mind, not in your feelings, not in your thoughts, not in your life situations, not in the relative life that we are living, not in the ability that we believe we have, but in the ability that we actually have beyond it. No? So this longing not only is our destiny, but it is also a method life is using for us to introduce our powers, higher powers that we have, higher capabilities that we have. Like a very beautiful story Uma told me, that one teacher was teaching baby birds how to fly in the sky and how to swim in the water. And he said that your wings know how to fly. Your tail knows how to swim in water, but you don't know this. For you to know, you have to touch or hit the sky, and you have to hit the water. No? That's what I'm doing. No? He said. So this longing is that teacher. No? Like whatever you fill yourself with, you just don't feel happy. No? Like something is not okay. Like I'm empty still. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not happy. So this longing is a teacher showing us that, and this longing is also that sky and that water. As soon as we come in touch with this longing, our higher capabilities start opening up in a way. Like our wings start opening up. Like our wing, we know that I have wings, and we know that how to fly also. No? So this higher life, you can say, begins. Life of a soul begins from here, beyond life of a person. Until that, life of a person continues, which is not really like a very strange kind of thing. Everyone is living like this. No? That's totally fine. But we who are here have come for this purpose of higher life beyond life of a person, higher self beyond the personal self. No? Also. Now what will happen? As soon as you come in touch with the longing, but your capabilities are personal, individual. So far, life situations, resources, all of are limited, no? How these two things will fit? What will happen now? That kind of a correction happens now. Many of our desires or interests start falling away because they are not serving this longing at all. One thing that I want to share as a note, important note, is that as soon as anyone comes in touch with this longing, as soon as, immediately we start feeling joy. And if we remain in touch with this, we can never not feel this joy. Like a certain coolness, certain sweetness, there's a depth of that sweetness that you just feel that, like, as if we feel significance in some way of life, that my life is significant, my life is meaningful, as if we feel like this without knowing anything. You feel that kind of substance of truth in some sense. Strange words, but before that it looks like lost, like as if we are lost. Getting but not getting, like drinking but not feeling quenched, like this. Then practical life will take different shapes slowly, like will give way, like will become a forum, a space for this longing to be fulfilled. Because life is really happening from inside to outside, not from outside to inside. And we have to learn this slowly, because mostly we are living life from outside to inside. Like we are collecting things, we are validating from outside also. Like we are using always others to check what I'm doing, correct or not, or which is up to some degree is a need of collective living also, like coexistence also as a human, also, but only up to some degree. Like one comedian was joking about somebody that these people, like they are very elite people. Even when they go to sleep, they are still wearing a tie and a suit and everything like this. And are we also not doing something similar when we go home? When there is nobody there listening, looking at us, we don't need to show anything to anyone. Even then, we continue wearing a certain mask. Is it not true? And many times we may, Nishant, think that discovery of who we are is discovering that I am wearing a mask and then throwing the mask, burning the mask. No, not this. Because mask is necessity. This whole body mind is the mask, no? Can any one of you correlate with this right now and live with me alive, in a alive manner? That this who is speaking is the mask, not that this is the speaker. This you who is listening, the body mind, is the mask, not that this is the listener. No? Who is listening is the soul. Who is speaking is the soul. No? And then so many things will suddenly become clear to you that, that's why I was confused and now I'm clear about it. No? Like this. So it's very good. Thank you.
My view was incorrect earlier, but when you spoke, it's become very clear. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rajee.
Okay.
Thank you.
If a soul could be happy in attaining, in living the practical life in the personal way, doing everything and attaining everything, then it would be no problem. No? So there are not everyone in life who is suffering also. Only those whose time has come, in a way, to come home into the longing. That they feel that, no, whatever I am gaining in practical life is kind of not meaningful really. It is like, fine, I am succeeding, but somehow as if I am still losing. No? Because they want something else. Like as if soul wants something more concrete, or soul wants something less relative, you can say, in a way, or if possible absolute. Like soul wants something absolute. Everything that we gain, whether money, prestige, is relative, always connected to other. No? Is there something which is not connected to anyone? No? As if soul is wanting to come to that. And yes, the soul itself is that absoluteness. It's very nice, thank you. Still we have some time. Let us have some more conversations. No? Madhavi?
Namaste. Sorry. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
It was a very, very beautiful talk. Somehow I feel myself totally engaged and mesmerized by various talks, whether it was, anyone in the satsang. My question is actually a little offbeat than what today's topic is. Actually, somebody just told me that like everything is darkness. Like light nahi hai. There is everything is darkness. And somehow that thought is not leaving me. That if everything is darkness, then where am I? And actually everything is darkness, because if I think from scientific point of view, then everything is dark. Everything is dark. If I go into space, then there is sun, but there is no sun, because everything is dark. Like light is there only when there is atmosphere. And somehow I can feel that darkness in me also. Darkness not from point of evil or anything. It's just pure darkness, pure vacant. Everything is vacant.
Yeah.
And today when you were having a talk with Bhavani, and you said stop, and it was like, oh, that there was a sudden slip into that darkness, into that vacancy, ekdam 100% vacant, zero. And of course I've been following Osho, so there also I have seen nothingness is card is dark. So immediately that connection came that, oh, nothingness is dark. If everything is dark, then where is this light? And why everybody's talking of light, whereas I feel everything is dark. So can you please help me on that, please?
It's actually very, I'm very interested in this topic. I'm not certain how much it will benefit everyone, but let us see. No? Let us see. What you are referring to as darkness is actually not darkness. It is simply not light. What we call nothing basically is not like it is light of truth. No, it is simply not darkness of falsity or ego. No. But what it is cannot be defined or has not been defined yet well enough that we can say it has been defined fully. No. So this is what you are referring to as is what is basically called what you said zero, shunya. No. This is the truth of life. This is the core truth of life. Absolute truth of life is zero, or more like nothingness. Nothingness in the sense of it is, but it is not something. It is, but it doesn't have any quality, any attribute which can be caught, which can be defined in any way. Like, okay, so it is not really, it is true that it is not like light, but it is also true that it is not darkness also. No? You see what I mean? Because you also have confirmed this. I'm just kind of clarifying it a little bit in my words. No? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So basically, this emptiness is our essential nature. This is our soul. No, this is our being. No, this is that zero in my framework of 2-1-1-0, which is not really something like absent somewhere deep in darkness. No, this is the thing. I want to live with you where we can feel very excited about this deepest and most absolute, knowing of the truth of who we are. That this absolute truth is present right now when you are talking. Because it is this absolute truth talking and enjoying the talk. Because for this absolute truth, which is nothing, anything and everything in one sense is excitement and a contrast. Do you see the point? Like, if I ask any one of you that, can you feel anything right now? You will say yes. And then I ask you that, how do you feel it? Like, what is the method you are using to feel it? You will not be really able to answer so easily. The main reason you are able to feel anything is because you are nothing. You are nothing. Every one of us is this nothing. So it is so simple. Like, we are feeling excited to feel something always in the whole day, isn't it? But that something is only possible to be lived by us because we are nothing that time. We are just not turning towards ourselves. That's all, no?
Yes. Yes.
And because of kind of, there is a certain maturity in the soul also that I notice happens in the sense of you have enjoyed the experiences quite a lot. Like you can say a evolution within the experiencing happens where you have enjoyed the experiences enough. Then you would like to not enjoy specific experiences, but more you would like to refine the very experiencing. Like the very method of experiencing will evolve in you now. What we call conscious experiencing or the way of the soul basically is the evolution in the very experiencing, not of particular experiences. And then at some point you would like to even refine it one more step further, where you would like to experience yourself, not the experiencing or the experienced. And that is what we are experiencing right now, ourselves. But it is like a natural existential evolution that takes place in the soul. And that's why every soul will be in a certain place, in a way, interest. Like our interest is that place in a way. But regardless of which position or in which interest we are, the soul, no soul need to be unhappy. Every soul can be joyful, always. This is possible. Because experiences are not so that we can suffer from them, even when we are just experiencing them. No. Experiences are so that we can feel the experiencer that we are. Any experience is an opportunity, an environment where the experiencer feels its own being. No, that's the only real thing that happens. No, and what we call deep, any depth of a experience basically is the how deeply we felt ourselves when we were experiencing something. That is what is the depth of a experience felt no? Which is not really the depth of the experience. The depth of the experience was given, the depth was given by the experiencer into its own being, no? Like how much space it gave to the experience, no? You see what I mean? Like this, we can fill this whole existence in ourselves in a moment of deeply experiencing the whole existence, or we can become empty also in an instant, in the next moment. So, do you feel that this is enough, or say anything else?
Yes, it's very nice, and I could feel. Okay, and this also gave me another question. That does that mean that this darkness, this zero, which is helping me to experience this life, can I mean, I know it is conceptual and mind comes between, but somehow I felt that I could join the dots of non-duality, Advaita here.
So, yeah,
So,
please share.
yeah, like I have read about Advaita and I could never correlate to Advaita, like non-duality, never. For me, everything was one only. But now, after, like, because there is this darkness, I can feel the experience, I can experience things. I have those impressions in me. And I hope you can understand, because it's very difficult for me to describe it in words right now, because I'm living that with you, that
Yes, yes.
experience, that zero, everything together. And I really thank you for this thing. Something really deep. And I don't know whether that is the absolute darkness or not, because the longing is still there, but something very significant happened. Something
Yeah.
very significant. Thank
How,
you for this. Yes.
how nice. It's very good actually. What you are calling non-dual, non-dual basically is either a conceptual expression and our interpretation of that, no? Or it can be a direct experience, no? And what you are talking about right now is the direct experience of non-duality, non-dual reality, no? And the non-dual reality is always realized or experienced internally, like this, what you are experiencing right now. Because this shunya, this zero, this nothing, actually gives a very direct experience that everything is kind of connected in some way, although appearing separate from each other, but not really separate fundamentally, you know. And this is what you are talking about actually. So it's a direct experience from where you are speaking. That's why maybe your mind is not able to I kind of understand well, or you know, like this. It's a nice. And this is one of the most um, amazing in a way, kind of maybe overlooked aspect of spirituality also, that we think all the spirituality is same. And no, in some groups only discussion is happening and listening of that. Like, you know, sharing of happening, listening of that happening. Like as if we are preparing our mind. Like what I called from 2 to 1. In this 2-1-1-0 framework, we are moving from 2 to 1. No, just to become more stable. In Hindi we call ekagra, no, or samagra, no. In some other, we actually have started living the truth. No? And in some, I find that it is like a possibility, depends on you. No limitation here. No? For example, here in this satsang, it is like this, no limitation. You tell what you want to know. You invite what you want to live. No? Complete truth is always available in every satsang here. But the you know, the inspiration is not so much defining things here, but more living. No? Like defining less and living more. No? Like this. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you. So it seems like you are in the mood in a way or a state of defining less and living more right now. That's why as soon as sharing happens, you are able to live like this. Like when you are living in this body, are you the body? Essentially not, no? When you are living this breath, are you the breath? Essentially not, no? When you are using thoughts right now, are you a thought? Actually not, no? Is it not so simple to know who you are? It should be, and it can be also. Yeah? So we don't have to, Madhvi, really know who we are in the sense of reaching somewhere. We have to stop living what we believe we are. No? So ego is not something that we have to be free from in the sense of imprisonment. Ego is something that we are living as that continuously, and we just have to stop living as that. That's the end of ego. And if we continue living as ego, and if we saying that I want to be free from ego, it's not going to happen, isn't it? And this nothingness, this emptiness, this shunya that you are talking about, Madhvi, generally before hitting the ground of reality of absolute truth that we are, the zero, it kind of tends to stay somewhere, no? Like it tries to hold on to some state, something that I'm like a space, that I'm like light, I'm like awareness, something or the other it says always. But if we are simple beings, we can hit the ground, no? You see what I mean? So I think it's very good. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else also can talk, and then we end this meeting now. Because these conversations, I find them a lot of scope still. We can refine this conversation to be much more. Like it can be much more immediate, much more precise, much more effective. No? Like this. Prajat?
Namaste. As you were talking with Nishant, you said something about longing. That longing is the main thing. And that then I realized that this question, what do I want? It means this is the most important question. Even sometime I was trying to get the answer and then left this, not practicing. But this is I found this most important, and the first question in the morning I should ask this every morning without fail. This I wanted to check.
Is correct in a way what you are saying, and I can add a little bit here also, that what can help you also in the morning, no? In general also, but in the morning, let's say, is that you check what are you doing right now, or what are you trying to get out of your life right now, and you can evaluate this, that do I want this, rather than what do I want, you can check do I want this, no? And this do I want this, when done consciously by a stable, being that you are in the moment, it will give you so much more insights in a way, and detachment also from this egoic attachment or oneness, with this habit. You will not stop doing that thing, but you will kind of will become disillusioned from it in a way. Like, okay, this is not really going to give me that longing which I have in my heart, that sense of emptiness that I feel, that something is empty, something need to come in my heart. No? So you can evaluate things also like this in the morning. Like, okay, what do I want from my life? Like why I'm doing anything, for example, in my life? Why I'm going to office? Why I'm going to gym? Why I'm going to traveling? Anything and anything. Why I'm doing anything really? What I'm getting out of this? And do I want this as the ultimate? Is this the ultimate longing I have? And if it does not mean that this activity will stop. No, it will continue. It is the need of the practicality of life in the moment. But you will know that this is not really going to give me that which I am longing for. Then you will be more easily able to slide in a way, or focus, like sense that there is something else in me. That something else is what is going to say to you, no, this is not what I want. In this very conscious encounter or evolution of what we are getting out of everything that we are doing, or some things that we are doing in our life, with whether this is what I want ultimately or not, very easily it will open up our mind and heart that no, this is not what I want. Or in some rare cases, yes, this is what I want, and then you will be supremely happy. Like you will be a happy man who walked on earth. No? Do you see? Are you able to connect to this, what I'm saying?
Ji, very much, Ji. Yes, Ji.
Because it is just you, nobody else. You, not the person you, but the self, the soul. You, the soul alone is deciding everything. Well, have you noticed, or any one of you, have any one of you noticed the stress that you feel ever in you? Or stress basically means stretched. The soul that you are is stretched in two things, like the two desires, opinions or point of view about the same thing, but opposite of each other, pulling us to different, in two different things like this. This is what is stress. No? The soul doesn't need to feel stress, really. Yeah. But a divine restlessness is there in the soul. That is the longing. Because it is not going to let you settle anywhere. And it is good, thank God for that, that it will not let us settle. Otherwise, yet again, we will miss this chance, this life also. No? And when this longing is fulfilled, I just want to live a little bit joy. When this longing is fulfilled, what does it mean? This means that you have come in touch with the Amrit, with the immortality of your being. Even by coming in touch with this longing, it's like you have come in touch with an eternal life now. This eternal life is not really some kind of conceptual eternal life. Eternal life is like you are like a bud, you are like a seed, you are like opening up. And you are becoming better and better in every way that you imagined also. Like more fulfilled, more flowered, more, expanded, harmonious, mainly, connected, and somehow yet more free from everything. Like whole and free at the same time. Like more rich and more free from richness also at the same time. That's why those who have come to their longing of the heart, they feel that I never lived actually before that. Now I am starting. Before that was just a dream. Collective, like borrowed from the collective personal dream. Thinking this, thinking that, not certain about what to do, what not to do. So this question, when I ask you that check what do you want, is not really going to tell you what do you want. It's just going to tell you what do you not want. And it is a good thing. It's a very good thing. This is what is neti, process of neti. That you will know what do you not want. So that you can somehow focus on what you don't know what it is, but you know that you want something. No? That is the longing. No? So I think it's good. No? Thank you. Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you.
So it's just really internal. It's just internal. There is no competition in the direction of truth. There is no competition, no comparison, nobody else, just yourself and yourself. Like if I just pour my heart out, it is as if the existence or God has all the time for you and all the energy for you and waiting that when you will turn towards this longing. As if when we turn towards this longing, a soul is born, as if. And then a soul lives. Then a soul merges also with the Supreme Soul after that. Very happy, everything happy, just joyful, more joyful, more joyful, more joyful, more joyful. Just more joyful, never turning back anywhere, not going anywhere in confusions, divisions, sufferings and darkness, nothing, nothing, no fear, nothing, no, not any of those things now. That's why it is said that we are given a treasure and we are just not opening it up. गांठ खोल देखा नहीं जासे हुए कंगाल. Nobody, like, we just did not open the packet. That's why we are living as poor, no? So thank you. It's good. Diva, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee, once again. I quickly wanted to clarify this thing of the question you had with, or the talk you had with Madhvi. And I feel when you said this, this was truly a feeling of like the nothingness that you spoke about. And I feel when I had asked the question with reference to the response to Bhavani, that was exactly that thing that I was talking. So what I wanted to clarify is when you speak, you mentioned you speak as the beingness. And when you speak, you bring us to that level, like because of the weight, we reach there. So in experience, actually, this is how I understood it, is that in experience, we are actually coming to that space of nothingness from where, and that is what the true longing is, to be there and to live from there. And I wanted to clarify that, if that is a correct understanding of what you just shared with Madhvi, and even to some extent with Prajot on longing.
It is not really going to be same for everyone at the same time, you know. So this is not correct that every one of us will be interested in this emptiness, purity, shunya, no, zero at the same time. It's not true like this. Maybe some of you are interested in it right now. The purity, for example, is a relative term, actually, until we hit the absolute purity. No? You are talking about absolute purity right now. Absolute purity of the being is what is emptiness or what is shunya. No? But it is full of the eternal life that soul is. No? But not anything mixed, nothing mixed here. No? But it is not going to be same for everyone really. Like let's say, when I will start with very simple and very individual level of example. Okay, when let's say we are living as a person normally happy, everything is fine, we enjoy life with other persons and relatives and relations, and guest comes to our house and we go to some people, and let's say too much guest came to our house and we feel a little bit stuffed in a way, internally also, not externally in the house only. And then when they leave us, we feel spacious, like we feel a little bit more breathing space. What is that breathing space? It actually is the pure being feeling its own purity. But for how long? By the evening, it will be searching, calling for somebody that let's have a party, let's have something, let's have some company, let's go somewhere. Isn't it like this? So this being want to taste its being only little bit. And for that, a environment has to be created, its life circumstance has to be created in the form of guest coming, feeling suffocated, guest going, feeling spacious. No? Which is a process created by existence for the being, this being to feel, have the little taste of emptiness, no? Of the shunya. No? And the same thing now applies to us. We come to satsang, like fast forward now, to come to satsang, feeling the truth of who we are, Not really, maybe we came to feel this truth fully forever, but we still are able to feel touched by the truth and we feel very nice. But what we will do after satsang actually is a very simple sign. We can note down that what thoughts come there after satsang and what do we do with those thoughts. Do we involve or not? That is kind of going to give us a very clear idea of how much we are interested in this emptiness or not. No? Or when we are living in satsang right now. Do you think that this emptiness that we experience in some certain talk, in some certain hour or minute of the satsang is available that time only? No, it is available the moment we enter in satsang. But we are somehow engaged in something. We are evaluating something. We are seeing something else as more valuable than this emptiness. No? So that wisdom has to grow inside us. That wisdom has to wake up. The value has to wake up inside us also. So it cannot be same for everybody. No? We are interested in the exact same thing, but not in the same way. The difference is of the purity. How much pure version of the truth we want. How much more pure taste of absoluteness we want. This is the difference.
Rajee, like to me, what comes as a feeling is that the purity of the longing, like understanding myself over the years, is that I found this to be the sweetest of all the experience that I've had, and but I can't sense that purity yet. And how does one? What is there something one can do for it, or it just happens when something moves out of the way?
This is a kind of individual level outlook that is something happens, comes out, goes out of way, or is something I do, or is something he does. No, this is a more outlook from the individual level, which is not really true. If you want to live the purity of your being, and you stick to the desire, longing for living the purity of your being, it has all the insights which are necessary for you. To, if necessary to do something, you will do, and if not necessary to do anything, you will sit quietly and be happy in the prayerful state that okay, it's going to happen now. No? You see what I mean? So it's all about being immediate. So if you be immediate right now in your question, you will get the answer right now. So ask this question immediately in your heart, in your being, and let me and this satsang be a mirror in which you can clearly see that okay, what is missing, what can be done, can I do something? No, like this. So what happens in this is that as if the soul of life is sleeping in a dream through thoughts and feelings, and in the belief of them that I can do something, it's just that I don't know what to do. Or in the belief even after some time that I am a non-doer and things are not going in my way. Both are not correct beliefs. Basically both are not true. Fundamentally, our misunderstanding about who we are is what is causing all these confusions to happen, that what to do now. Do I have to do something or not? No? Do you follow what I am saying?
Yeah, Rajee.
So do whatever you
I
want to
feel
do right now. If you can, if you cannot, you will see I cannot. No? Then you will be happy. No?
Oh. Yeah, Rajee. I feel can you hear me? Or
I can.
yeah. Um, I feel I got the answer. It's more about belief into the sense of lack or something's missing.
I want to add a little bit here something, and which may improve this whole thing also, I feel. It is not really believe in lack when it comes to absoluteness of truth, when it comes to living the truth of who we are. It is not really believe in lack or anything else. It is believe in time. You, the soul, does not need time, and you are continuously saying that no, I need time. Do you see my point? That's why I am very lovingly, gently, for many years, slowly trying to insist that let's be immediate, let's be more immediate. No? Like you are still delaying as if that tomorrow, next moment, next hour, next few minutes, by doing this, something will happen. That is okay. And it may require time sometime for body mind to get adjusted and so on. But what about you? Will you be after some time, or are you already right now? And if you are already right now, is it a so small discovery that you can still remain engaged with the spiritual process of growth? No, it's such a big discovery that you will just simply forget and drop all the spiritual progress for it. No, just that you have not seen it yet, maybe. No. This is what is a simple truth discovered in you, that I am always here, unchanging, unaffected, not going anywhere, not coming from anywhere, not colored by anything. I never lose purity. You will know this clearly, that no, my purity always remains pure. That space that we are searching for in the space of energies of body mind is already available to you. Not like a space, but more like the emptiness, like shunya. Do you follow? Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rajee. I feel what happens is I jump into, like you said, that thing of being aware, being in your contemplative space. I find myself to being very ready to jump out and still serving my mind.
Actually, whether time is reality or not, whether duality is reality or not, whether ego or mind or anything is reality or not, we can only know when we face the reality, no? When we face the truth. And where we will face the truth? Which is always here. So this moment not like second of the watch, but moment like here, right now, without going anywhere, without, pushing it further or delaying it. This instant, this moment is the truth. Let's face the truth. Then we will know whether duality is there or not, ego is there or not, mind is there or not, time is there or not, and what it is. If time is there, because everybody says time is. No. So even the great beings say time is. But what is time? We will know this or not. And who we are, most importantly, we will know this also most immediately and intimately. No? Actually, immediate and intimate in this context are really kind of serving the same thing in the same exact way. Yeah. So good. Thank you. Bhavani, you want to say something? Thank you. You want to say something?
Yeah. So what you're talking right now, isn't it grace required for this seeing or being aware or being the truth? Grace isn't required for us, or a master's blessing?
Depends on who is asking this question. So can you tell me who is asking this question?
I've heard, I've seen that grace is required.
No, my question is who
for-
is asking this question? You have heard,
I
but
don't
who are you who have heard this? This is my question. So first explain to me who you are, then I will tell you. Because the person has heard many things, but then person's energy, understanding cannot be relied upon. You, the soul, should not rely upon your personal understanding for this kind of fundamental, topics. No? This is the region.
So since we spoke until now,
Hmm?
since the moment we spoke until now, almost I dozed off for like few minutes, but then I heard, so there was silence. But then this conversation triggered, and it's like, so there is still an assumption that grace is required to finally be free.
Assumptions don't really help us. I'm sure grace will help us, but the assumption of grace, I'm not certain about it. Any assumption for that matter in the direction of knowing the truth. Initially, maybe assumptions may help in getting unhooked from too much attachment with our assumptions about who we are. No, but afterward we need to hit the reality. We need to face the reality, not assumptions. Even about truth. Even about truth. Even about grace. So grace will be different for everybody also, by the way. So I don't know what you mean by grace, unless you tell me who you are, who knows this. But you are saying this is an assumption. I don't think we should touch assumptions here. We are doing inquiry. We are living the truth. We should not touch assumptions here, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know who's asking this question.
Meaning, are
Because
you
I
asking
don't
this
want-
question or not? You are asking this question, no?
Yeah.
So who
but
are you?
Where
Tell me.
from which place this question is coming
No,
from?
place does not matter. Who are you? Place is fine. Many places are there inside us. No, don't go there. You are asking the question. Tell me who you are. As simple as this. No? Because otherwise, mind will take you to a spin. No, then it will be long, very very long. No, so please let's not do like this. Keep simple.
I don't know who I am.
So if you don't know who you are, why you think that this question or assumption is true and valid and useful for you? This is my question. Can you rely on anything in your mind if you don't? I don't know who I am basically is the declaration of the mind, not really of the being. Because this does not apply to the being whether I know myself or I don't. This does not apply to the being that I don't know myself or I know. This is only at the level of mind. So at the level of mind, where everything is known, you are saying, I don't know myself. Then how can you trust anything else that you know at the mind level? Meaning in the practical life, it's okay. Half knowledge is like kind of standards there, no? Basic, common. No? But about truth, grace, for example. So I would not say that this is really the right way to approach it. No? Stick to the I don't know part. It will take you to I am who I am, no? Part. I am basically the beginning of knowing who we are. No? Yeah. Don't go out into the mind. Go into the mind now. Remain on the borderline. I don't know myself. This part is the borderline. No? Yeah. See, I am responding to you because you started like this in the beginning. But if you feel, no, I just want to know few things for my, knowledge of the mind or something, I'm fine in explaining things. No, please understand.
No, I really want to go to the depth.
Then you should not touch anything else if you're saying, I don't know myself. Remain in touch with this only, I don't know myself. Because this is going to wake us up. Like we are as if in the dream and living in a assumption that I have to be somebody, I have to be something, no? While believing everything else to be true. And as soon as we are asked the question, who I am, the belief that we have, like an assumption we have about who we are, like a blind spot, like a darkness under the lamp, no, is highlighted. And it is good that it is highlighted because it wakes us up. The question who I am does not tell us who we are. It just wakes us up.
That is the point. When I don't get the answer is where the frustration comes, and I feel I'm lost.
What? I did not hear well.
When I ask the question, who am I? There is no answer for that. There's no response for that. So that's where the frustration and the comes, and then I get lost, and then there's no point in doing this because there is no way to it.
I don't know what to say now.
This inquiry is not leading me to anywhere. It's just who am I? That's all it is. So
It's fine. Then
there is an expectation that there some response should come, is what I can say. So this is where I am stuck, I feel. Like you said, just ignoring everything.
see, self-inquiry is not really done in this way as you are approaching, as far as I know. Self-inquiry is not about asking the question into the emptiness, into the mind or body, and expecting an answer. It is questioning the questioner through a question called who I am. Okay? Self-inquiry is questioning the questioner through a question called who I am. No? So, you cannot ask the question who I am, oh, I don't get any answer. Then you feel, oh my God, I am frustrated now. No, not like this. Because asking the question is not really the complete process. Continue asking the question. Is a circle of energy, circle created which takes your attention back to yourself. This is the process. And the attention is habitual of going out continuously and feeling frustrated, no? Where you, the self, will feel frustrated, obviously. So if you continue, it will create a circle between you and your outer mind, or you can say like this. And that through that circle, your attention will go back to yourself. No? This is the point. Just to touch one time. Not that it will remain like this, like a circle. No, just one time it touches. Like a split of second, and that's more than enough. So this is the point. So we are good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So very good. Very nice meeting all of you, beloveds. In general, it was very, very beautiful. Beautiful, no? Like at least we are conversing a little bit, no? It's very, very nice. Like a little bit more excitement and, aliveness is felt here. It is most beautiful really to live the truth together in the form of a guided meditation, or just sitting like just living the truth by sharing and also. But it is also very important to progress in one sense. Progress not in the sense of maybe going somewhere, becoming something else, but in the sense of clarity, in the sense of integrity, in the sense of composure, no? Like this. That we feel happy that yes, I am happy with today's meeting, like this. So I hope you will get something like this today in today's meeting. Thank you for joining.